In this session, we are going to do some brilliant letter formation by working on our ladder family letters. We will be learning how to form 6 of the letters from the ladder family. We will be looking at the letter T, which makes the sound T, the letter L, which makes the sound U, the letter Y, which makes the sound Y, the letter J, which makes the sound ch, the letter I, which makes the sound I, and the letter U, which makes the sound The best way to practice your letter formation is to watch each clip and then have a go for yourself after each letter. Before we begin to form our letters, we must make sure that we are sat in the perfect sitting position. Make sure that your feet are flat on the floor and your bottom is sat back in your chair. Have a small gap between you and the table. This should be the size of your fist. Make sure that your paper is wonky and not your body. We cannot do our best writing sat on the floor. And try your best not to cross your legs, as this will make our body wonky. Have a go at sitting in the perfect position before you start to write. Let's start by looking at the letter L, which makes the sound oo, down the long leg, oo. Down the long leg. Finger space, down the long leg. Make sure this letter starts at the very top line and finishes at the bottom of the yellow line. This letter is an ascender. Now let's look at the letter T, which makes the sound T. Down the tower, across the tower. Down the tower, across the tower. Finger space, down the tower, across the tower. Remember to start this letter at the very top of your line and cross at the top of the yellow line. This letter is another ascender. Now let's have a go at the letter U, which makes the sound Down and under, up to the top, and draw a puddle. Down and under, up to the top, and draw a puddle. Finger space, down and under, up to the top, and draw a puddle. You should start this letter at the top of your yellow line, and the whole letter should sit in between the top and the bottom of the yellow line. Here's a chance for you to beat the teacher. I don't write with my left hand, but for all those children that write left-handed, here is an example of how we form the letter U. Down and under, up to the top, and draw a puddle. Down and under, up to the top, and draw a puddle. Don't forget your finger space, and you might want to remove your finger before you write your next letter, as this can sometimes get in the way. This is the letter U, which makes the sound Y. Down the horn, up the horn, and under the head. Y. Down the horn, up the horn, and under the head. Don't forget your finger space. Down the horn, up the horn, and under the head. Remember to start this letter at the top of your yellow line and you finish at the very bottom line, because this letter is a descender. Now let's look at the letter I, which makes the sound I. Down the body and dot for the head. I. Down the body and dot for a head. Finger space. Down the body and dot for the head. Remember, this letter sits in between the two yellow lines. The final letter in our ladder family is J, which makes the sound J. Down his body, curl, dot for his head. J. Down his body, curl, and dot for his head. Finger space. Down his body, curl, and dot for his head. This letter is a descender, which means when you go down his body, you go all the way down to the bottom of the line.